All right. Again, thank you all for being here today, for joining us here in our Dallas Meditation Center, or from Shreveport or from home, wherever you're watching. We appreciate you joining us today. My name is Brad Underwood, and I'll be your instructor for today. And this is called Sahaja Yoga Meditation, so thank you for joining us. Maybe you have been here before, maybe you tried other types of meditation. So what we'll do today, we'll break up our session. It'll last about an hour and 20 minutes or so. And we'll break it up into different sections. And so the beginning here, we'll do an intro. I can explain a little bit about how this meditation works, the science behind it. And then we'll actually have a couple of meditation sessions. And we'll also hear a talk, a short clip from the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. Her name is Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Sri Mataji is the lady in the photograph. Sri Mataji founded this meditation in 1970. Really as a gift to humanity. Sri Mataji, this was not a business for her. She made it very clear that this was not a money-making venture. This is something to be kept pure. And we're all volunteers here. This is a nonprofit organization. To keep all of that out of it. It's something very natural that you can experience for yourself. And that's actually what the name of this meditation means, Sahaja Yoga. Sri Mataji will talk about that a little bit too, but Sahaj is a Sanskrit word that means born with you, built inside of you. This is a very natural meditation. It's very natural. You don't need to really do much. You're already designed for this meditation to work for you. So why are we here to meditate? What are we looking for? We might have different goals in meditation. Maybe we're looking for some stress relief or some sort of balance in our lives. You know, maybe a new year has started, so we're eating right, we're exercising, we're meditating. Our doctor recommended meditation. There could be lots of different reasons why we're here. Maybe we're looking for something deeper. Maybe we're looking for a deeper spiritual connection in our life. And that is all of those things are available through Sahaja Yoga Meditation. No matter what you're looking for, whatever level you're looking for, it's there for you. So I'm going to talk about a little bit this chart behind me. This chart is a representation of what we call our subtle system. So maybe you've seen something like this before, if you've tried meditating before. We have a couple new people here in the audience today. I know Mike has meditated before. Have you had a chance to meditate before? Okay. Kisa, okay. So this is your absolutely first time. All right. So we'll just start at the basics. So have you seen anything like this before? Okay. Not an issue. So what this is representing, different things. One way to look at this is it's a simplified version of your nervous system, your autonomous nervous system. So in our autonomous nervous system, we have, it's the sympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, as well as nerve plexuses. That's what these little circles that you see rising up along the middle here are. These are areas in our body where the nerves are bundling together. These areas are regulating our physical health, how we feel physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. These centers are really essential to how we feel every day. If they're functioning well, then we're feeling good. If they might be a little bit out of balance, then maybe we're feeling a little bit out of balance. Exactly how we feel on a day-to-day basis reflects back to the health of this center, of this subtle system that you see in these centers inside of us. They also have qualities that you can see on the chart. Every center has a built-in quality. So these are qualities that make us human. The quality to forgive, that's a human quality that we all have. The quality of love, compassion, peace, these are all built-in qualities that every one of us has inside of us. So again, we might not feel peaceful every day, but that quality is always there. So maybe there's something that's keeping us from feeling that way. In addition to the 7 chakras that you see, these are called energy centers. There are also 3 lines on the chart, a blue, yellow, and white that you can see. So these are channels of energy. Again, simplified, this is part of your nervous system, but a little bit of background on the left, the right, and the center. This blue line that you see, it's the center or the channel of our desire, our emotional side, our past, comes from the left. The right side is our action side, our planning side, our future side. So the left side, from here, we get what are our desires in life. What do I want to be when I grow up? What are my plans? What are my desires? What do I want to accomplish? And from the right side, that's the action planning. How do I achieve those things? So this is how we achieve those goals that we have in life. This is where they come from, and this is how we get what we want. And the center channel here is this channel of the present moment. So in the present moment, and people say about meditation, be in the moment, be in the present. I see that a lot getting posted on my Instagram or Facebook. People post little memes about being in the moment. And that sounds great. How do you do that, though? How do you live in the moment? How do you achieve that? So that's possible, too. That's also built inside of us. So that's the central channel here. So again, depending on so many things, how we were raised, our society, decisions we make in life, the health and the balance of the system might be really strong in us. Maybe certain parts of it are strong, maybe other parts are not. And so we feel, again, those strengths and those weaknesses that we have inside of us. You know, we may not even be aware, honestly, what's strong in us and what our strengths are and what we could work on. You know, maybe we're not even aware that deeply of ourselves. So that's sort of where we're all at. We all have this going on inside of us. And how do we improve that? How do we fix this? How do we get the system functioning at its optimum? How can we do that? And that is possible too. We have unlimited potential inside of us, really unlimited potential. And in addition to everything that you see here, there is in our sacrum bone on the chart, this is at the base of our spine, it's a little triangle, and there's a little spiral, a coil in the illustration on the chart here. That represents your Kundalini. So here in Dallas, who has heard of Kundalini? Or who has not heard of Kundalini? Maybe, okay, very good, okay. So Kundalini is another Sanskrit word. It literally means coils. That's why you see that little spiral there. But to understand the Kundalini, it's very simple. This is a very positive energy that every one of us has inside of us. It's a dormant energy. So a dormant energy, but an intelligent energy resting inside of our sacrum bone, sacrum meaning sacred. So Greeks knew, ancient people knew something special was happening in our sacrum bone. So this Kundalini, she rests there. She's a mothering energy. We all have Kundalini. Your Kundalini only knows you, knows exactly what we were talking about before, knows everything that's going on inside of you, knows the health of these different centers, these channels, knows what your dreams are, knows what your challenges are. Your Kundalini loves you and sees you at your very best, just wants the best for you. So she's dormant, she's resting here. When she has the opportunity to rise up, she starts to automatically put these centers and channels back into balance for you. So again, this is your autonomous nervous system, you can say. So automatically, naturally, you begin to feel the benefits of this meditation. The automatic qualities begin to shine in you. You might be surprised yourself how you begin to slowly change as you meditate more and more. So as you meditate, your energy starts to rise. The more you meditate, the more often, the more regularly you meditate. And it could be 5 to 10 minutes a day. It doesn't take hours of meditation. That more your energy starts to rise up. And so you get that nourishment starts to grow and improve in you, and you start to feel that positive benefit of meditating. It's a lot of, if anybody's been doing this for some time, you can see how it starts to grow. It's again, it's very natural living process inside of us. So I want to just mention this center right here because this is important in that finding that balance and that quietness that we're looking for in meditation, this center here. Because we've got this left side bubbling up, all these desires, our past, the things that have happened to us in the past are coming up. It's coming up, you can see on the chart, this left side rises up, it crosses over, and it forms basically the conditionings of our mind, in our mind here. On the right side is planning the future, it's also bubbling up and comes over and crosses over and forms the ego of our mind. So that's what you see, this part of the chart here. You could call that your mind, and the thoughts that are coming to us constantly are bubbling up from these two channels, the past and the future. So if you think or observe your thoughts, they are usually something that happened in the past, or something you're thinking about. What's for lunch today, or what am I going to do, this weekend, or there's a big project due at work next week. Your mind is constantly going to the past and the future. We're wanting to meditate. We're probably looking to how do we quiet that down? Is it possible even to quiet that down? And we're living in very unique times because people in the past never really had the same kind of constant bombardment that we do. We've all got a phone with us. We've got a computer in our pocket. It's constantly dinging, ringing, alerting us. The email never stops. These things, it's constant. So the thinking it's a new level of constant mental activity, you could say. But your Kundalini can also help you in that regard. So when your Kundalini rises, again, she's balancing out your centers. You're starting to feel those benefits. She also comes to this point here where these two channels are crossing over, and this pressure is happening in our mind, all of this thinking, all this mental activity, and that Kundalini can get blocked here. This center here is already a very narrow center. It's you can call it a gate to the last center here. So again, and then there's all of this activity going on. However, when we forgive, which is the power, the quality here, then this center can open and your energy can cross this center. Your energy can pass through, cross over this sixth chakra here, and then your thoughts, all that activity, that mental activity begins to slow down automatically again. So this is not a trick of the mind. This meditation doesn't work that way. I think of it again as something very natural, something that grows inside of you. And the more you meditate, the more of this energy crosses over here, and your thoughts just automatically begin to start to slow down, and you start to feel that peace in your mind. And in Sahaja meditation, there is a term for that, and it's called thoughtless awareness. So thoughtless awareness is a state of meditation. Meditation is not something that you do or perform. It's something that you experience. It's a state that you are in, and in that state, your mind is just at peace. You're not sleeping, you're not in a trance, you're totally aware of what's happening around you, but your mind is just quiet. I like to compare that to something that every one of us has already experienced, which is when we were little kids. We already have had that experience of a quiet mind, of having that peace in our mind, of not analyzing and reacting to everything that happens to us. That's a natural thing. We grow up and we start to think. But you can go back. You can regain that you used to have, and your mind can become quiet again. So again, it's just through the automatic happening of your energy crossing over the center. All right, so one more thing. So your energy has crossed through the gate. Your thoughts are starting to slow down. You're feeling more balanced, and your energy can come up here to the last center here. So in Sahaja Yoga meditation, there's a term for that as well, and you might hear that later, but it's called self-realization. So when your energy reaches all the way up to this point, and your energy actually exits here. So someone named this bone the fontanelle bone, which means little fountain, which this actually is. It's like a little fountain on top of your head. Your energy comes up and actually exits here. And when that happens, you are connected to the power that created us. That's the yoga part of our name. Yoga means union, connection with something higher than yourself. And your energy comes up and you have that connection. That for the first time, the true connection that you have. Again, this isn't something like mentally to work out or to believe or not believe. It's a natural occurring process inside of you that every one of us can experience. We're all built the same way as far as this is concerned. And it's yours for the asking. It's just waiting. Your Kundalini is waiting for this opportunity to help you, to have you become your best. So when your energy does reach here and pierces through this center here, you can start to feel. So we talked about the experience of meditation rather than uh, some sort of a process or a doing of it. It's an experience that you feel, and one of the things that you start to feel is you might begin to feel that energy actually on top of your head. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's warm. You might feel that energy in your hands, and you may actually begin to feel your own chakras on your fingertips. So every one of our centers here are connected to our hands, and we know how complex our nervous system is, and our fingertips can tell us the state of our own system. So we didn't know before. I didn't know if I had an imbalance inside, or maybe something wasn't working as well as it should, but then you start to know for yourself. So it's very, very empowering. This meditation is you start to understand yourself on a deeper level. What's working, what needs some help, what your Kundalini is working on, and then there are simple things you can do to help assist that energy to clear out these centers so that you can be the most balanced you can be. And why? Why that? Well, other than just having a nice, peaceful life, to be balanced, you want to be in balance so that meditation becomes easier for you. You want to be balanced. You want your centers to be as clean as they can be so that when you do sit down for that 5-10 minutes of meditation, it's easier for you to experience that. You want every day you want to experience it. You want your energy to come up and to have your energy rising up to this point to keep that connection strong. All right, any questions here in Dallas? Great. All right. So I just want to mention a little bit again about this is a living process inside of us. It's a living process. And I happened to watch this documentary, or at least parts of it, earlier this week, and it was very interesting. It was called Inner Worlds, Outer Worlds, and it was describing how our internal body and the systems inside of us are very similar to the systems outside of us. That there are like recurring patterns in nature. So for example, like the spiral pattern that is the Kundalini is, obviously that's in shells and other patterns that we see naturally occurring. Another one is a branching formation. So it's winter, so a lot of the trees have lost their leaves, and you can see how the trunk comes up and then the stronger branches at the bottom, and the branching just slowly comes up, and how beautiful and natural that is. That's very similar to how our nervous system looks. Very similar to that branching that you see. And what was really interesting in this documentary, they showed that some German scientists had created a computer model of the universe, and they had programmed in all of the known dark matter into this simulation. And when they did that, the universe looked like our nervous system. Same thing, all these connections going on. It was very fascinating. And they also did another experiment where they put some electrical current into like a drop of water. Maybe there was a solution in there. And when they hit the electricity, automatically this sort of crystallization started taking place out of the water. It looked like a tree was forming right there before your eyes. It was the same thing, same patterns. And it just kind of made me think a little bit about this meditation and how that kind of reflects back on how this works. This is like a seed is getting planted when you start this meditation. And that seed is going to grow at its own pace. So you can't force it or push it or anything. You just relax and let it work itself out. Think how amazing nature itself is. And that's all the same thing that we have going on inside of us, including our Kundalini and the subtle system that we have. So it grows naturally at its own pace. You might feel cool breeze on your hands the very first day. You might feel relaxed. Maybe you don't. I'll say my personal experience took a few months to start to feel that. That doesn't mean it isn't working. You can see the tree maybe begins to grow and you can't really, doesn't look like anything's happening, but you don't know what's going on inside that sapling or under the ground, what the roots are doing. So again, I would say as far as this meditation goes, it's naturally built inside of you. Let it work itself out. Don't overthink it too much, and just enjoy an experience. So that's our intro for the day. I hope that helped explain a little bit about how this works. Again, we'll just have the experience today, and we'll see for ourselves. And if you have any questions afterwards, you're welcome to ask. So We'll move into the next section of our meditation today. So we'll have a guided meditation, which I'll lead. And here in Dallas, we will do a technique. We talked about when you start to understand your system, there are certain things you can do to help assist this energy, to help clear out these centers and help you feel more balanced. And one of those techniques is called foot soaking. So we soak our feet in some salt water. So we're recreating basically the ocean in a little tub here in our Dallas Meditation Center. And why do we do that? Because again, very natural meditation this is. We use the elements a lot in this meditation to help us stay balanced. It's again just tapping into the natural strengthening and balancing qualities that the earth provides. So the salt represents the earth element and the water is the water element, and we use those two together to help us in this meditation. If you're watching from Shreveport, and we welcome you, we're glad you're here with us today, or from home, you can just sit back quietly. We're going to take a quick break while we have a great group here today, while we all go and prepare our foot soak, and then we'll come back and we'll have that first round of meditation. So just sit quietly, bear with us for a few minutes, and we'll be right back. Thanks. All right, so thank you for your patience at home. We're ready to start our foot soak in this first round of meditation. You don't need to foot soak to experience the benefit of this meditation, so it's perfectly fine if you don't have foot soak ready or available where you're at. I will talk a little bit about quickly what the foot soak is, just so you can maybe see here below me. So we're basically just taking a tub, a simple plastic tub, again, putting in water, lukewarm water up to about ankle height, and then some salt, any kind of salt. Table salt is fine. We use rock salt here. Any natural salt is perfect for this. About just a tablespoon, not too much is necessary. You want to have a cup of water separately. That's to rinse your feet after the foot soak is over, and then just some kind of paper towels or a cloth to dry your feet. It's that simple. So that's your foot soaking kit here. So if you're not, again, if you don't have access to a foot soak, just sit back, relax, and just follow along. And I'll tell you a little bit about how this meditation is going to proceed, because we use our hands a lot in Sahaja Yoga Meditation. We have these centers inside of us, and also we have this desire side and this action side in us because of these energy channels. So we put the right hand, the action side that we have, on the left side of our body here at these different centers, these different points where these different centers are located inside of us on the chart behind me. So quickly I'll walk through how we'll move our hand. We'll put our hand over our heart first, and then we put our hand underneath our rib cage, and then we put our hand on our hip. So this is chakra number 2, left side. Then underneath our rib cage again, back over our heart, like you're pledging allegiance here. You put your hand, we have a chakra right here in our throat. For this one, you put your hand on the side of your neck like this, turn your head to the right. We have this one that we talked about here. This one is important. We just put our hand across our forehead like this. And for the last one, we'll stretch all our fingers apart. You can see I've got all my fingers stretched. And we'll place the palm of our hand right at that fontanelle bone that we talked about, that crown of our head. And we'll push down. You can see my fingers are stretched. They're not gripping onto my hair. I've got my fingers stretched out like this. And then we'll make a circular motion, and we'll press down and we'll massage our scalp. And I'll walk you through all of that again, just so that we're all on the same page. If you have any questions or not sure, you're welcome to open your eyes, look at me, and resume your meditation. All right, one more thing, one more instruction, and then we'll get started. So again, we have this Kundalini inside of us, and she's this dormant energy. She's waiting for the opportunity to help you, to nourish you. Like a mother, she's comforting energy. So there is a little key, there's a little trigger for the energy to rise, and that is your own desire, expressing your own desire in your heart. It's that simple. So ask and receive. It really is that simple. So to express that desire, at the beginning of our meditation, at the end of our meditation, we raise our Kundalini. We raise our Kundalini together. And this is how we do that. So if you're watching at home, here, if it's your first time, you take your left hand and you just put your left hand in front of your body. The palm is facing your body about the level of your Kundalini, so that your lower abdomen here. Left hand, the right hand goes in between. And then your right hand starts to, let's see, right hand goes other way. So right hand, yep, that's perfect. And then your right hand starts to rotate over your left hand. So perfect, outwardly, that's right. Perfect. And then both hands come up to the top of your head, and you tie a big knot. So basically, you're expressing your desire. You want your Kundalini to rise up and stay here. So you do it a second time. Second time, you tie 2 knots like this, and then one more time. You could also let your attention come up along your spine, so that when you're tying the knot, your attention is at the top of your head. So you tie 3 knots the third time. So your attention's here, your hands are there tying the knot. And now, for each one of our centers that we have, we put a shield over ourselves. It's called a bandhan, or an arch, you could call it, for each one of these. Our system is very sensitive, and we want to put this protection basically over ourselves for each one of these centers. So your left hand is at your hip, And then your right hand starts at your left hand, and you just make a big arch over yourself like this. And then you come all the way back. That's perfect. So that's one Bandhan, number one. And you do it a total of 7 times. So for each one of these centers, and you can look at the chart, you can put your attention inside of yourself where each of these are located. Maybe you're aware of where they are. You can keep your eyes closed. Either way, it helps to take your attention inside when you put your attention inside as you put on the Bandhan. Okay, so here in Dallas, we can put our feet in the water. We'll start our foot soak. If you're not, again, just sit back quietly, put your feet flat on the ground, and we'll begin our first meditation. Okay. So to begin, we want to just open up our palms on our lap. We just create a welcoming and open posture, receiving posture with our hands. So open palms, we can close our eyes. And if you're wearing glasses, you can remove your glasses. It helps to take any pressure off of your temples. So for just a moment, we'll just physically relax ourselves. So settle into your chair. We want to be comfortable. There's no need to hold any special poses or anything in this meditation. Again, it works naturally. So just sit as comfortably as you can. You want your back to be straight, but not rigid. So sit up straight in your chair. Again, be comfortable, settle in. Eyes are closed gently. Relax your eyebrows and your forehead. Relax the skin of your face. Just scan yourself and remove any pressure points. So your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Arms are loose, again, palms open. Sitting straight but comfortably. Relax your legs. Relax the muscles of your legs. Let your legs be loose and comfortable. And if you're doing the foot soak, keep your feet apart from each other in the water. And also, if you are meditating from home or online with us, if you haven't taken off your shoes, please do that. Take your shoes off. That gives you a better connection to the earth. Again, we want to use that power of the earth to help us in our meditation to be more balanced. It's an amazing natural element that can really help us and add to our experience of meditation. So take off your shoes. So we want to begin our meditation by putting our right hand on our left heart. So put your hand over your heart on the left side, eyes closed. Put your attention here. As we move our hand to these different energy centers, apply some pressure. So press your hand gently here and put your attention here. And again, our energy, our Kundalini, responds to our personal desire, our desire to experience meditation. So we want to begin by expressing that. So very simply in our heart, we can just say, please may I experience the peace of meditation. That's simple. I want to feel the comfort of my own energy. So just treat it like an experiment. Keep your mind open, keep your heart open. Please may I experience the peace of meditation. And keeping our attention here now, we ask ourselves, do I have a higher self? We're asking that inside of our heart. Do I have a higher self? Do I have a higher purpose in life? What is the meaning of my life? So keeping our attention here, we'll ask the question 3 times, am I the Spirit? Am I the Spirit? In our heart, am I the Spirit? Let's move our hand now to our upper abdomen, so right under your ribs. Just place your hand again and press your hand gently here and put your attention here. So let's ask another question about ourselves here. A deep, fundamental question. Am I my own master? Am I my own master? 3 times we ask that in our heart. Am I my own master? And now we move our hand to the lower part of our abdomen, about hip level. You can place your hand here. Press your hand again. Put your attention where you are pressing your hand. So now we have, again, all of these centers inside of us that are built in with special qualities. Some may be strong, some may need some help, some nourishment. So we're going to ask for the quality here. We're going to ask our own energy to give us, bless us with this quality. The quality is knowledge. The quality of this center here where your hand is pure, positive knowledge. So we just ask, again, very simply. It's natural, it's a very simple thing. Please may I have pure knowledge. We're addressing our energy. Please may I have pure knowledge. And we can ask that 6 times, 6 total times. Please may I have pure knowledge. 6 times. We can ask, we can address our energy. Mother energy. Mother energy, please may I have pure knowledge. Just again, with your heart open, without overthinking or analyzing, just from your heart. Expressing that pure desire. Please may I have pure knowledge. We can take our hand now and place it back under our rib cage. Press your hand gently here. Again, put your attention here. So we asked the question, am I my own master? What does that mean? Am I my own master? It means, can I recognize what's good for me and what may not be good for me? And not only that, but can I act on what's right, know the right thing to do, and act on it, and learn from my mistakes. We are human, we all make mistakes. It's a learning process for us. So we can take the mistake and grow from it. And we all have that quality to do that. That is the quality of self-mastery inside of us. So the answer to the question, am I my own master, is emphatically, truthfully, yes, I am my own master. So we will affirm that inside of ourselves 10 times, 10 total times. Say it with confidence in your heart. I am my own master. I am my own master. 10 times in your heart, putting your attention where your hand is. That's a gift we have. And we want that quality to fully manifest in each one of us. 10 times, I am my own master. I am my own master. Now we'll move our hand back to our heart. Nice and relaxed. You're taking a few minutes here for yourself. So enjoy this time. Be kind to yourself. We ask the question here, am I the Spirit? Am I the Spirit? Is there something deeper in me? Something higher in me? And the truth about us, every one of us, again, we are all the Spirit. The Spirit is a reflection of the divine that resides in every one of us inside of our heart. So that is the highest that we are. And we are all this, all of us the same. So we can affirm that truth in our heart. Here we say that 12 times. Again, say that with confidence, with kindness, love towards yourself. I am pure spirit. I am pure spirit. 12 times in your heart. I am pure spirit. "12 times deep in your heart. From your heart. Now, we'll take our right hand and put it on the left side of your neck. So, the left side, you can turn your head to the right here. That way your hand fits right nicely in the corner of your neck here. And this is the 5th center, the one in our throat, the left side. Gently squeeze right here. So we talked a bit about the 3 channels that we have, left, right, and center. We want our left and right channels to be balanced so we can be in the center, and that is the center, or the channel, the center channel, where we grow, where we do improve ourselves. We have so much potential inside of us. And our energy wants to take us to that central channel and help us grow. In order to do that fully, we need to let go of the past. We need to let go of the past. So here, especially in particular, if we feel guilty about anything that's happened in our past, it can block the center and slow us down. It can be an anchor. So we want to let that go. So here, very simple. 16 times we can say in our heart again, with kindness towards ourselves, I am not guilty at all. I am not guilty at all. And just let all of that go. For your own benefit, just let the guilt go. I am not guilty at all. 16 times. Believing in yourself, with kindness towards yourself. I am not guilty at all. I am not guilty at all. 16 times. And when this center is healthy, when the guilt is gone, automatically we receive the quality of self-esteem. Self-esteem comes automatically, and self-respect automatically. So please may I have pure self-esteem and pure self-respect. We can just say that in our heart with our attention right here on this center. I am not guilty. Please may I have pure self-esteem and pure self-respect. And now we'll put our right hand across our forehead. You can bend your head down a little bit so your head is resting on your palm. We can also gently squeeze our forehead from both sides of our hand, our fingers and the palm, just gently squeeze at our temples. So again, this center here can become blocked by all of the mental activity that we have. In order for our Kundalini, our energy, to cross over the center and automatically slow down our thoughts, we simply forgive here. Just very simply, unconditionally, we forgive. So here we can say, and the number of times isn't important, it's the sincerity in our heart. We can say, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I also forgive myself. So just let everything go. I let go of everything and I forgive everyone. And very importantly, I forgive myself. We can be very hard on ourselves, so be kind to yourself. Love yourself and forgive yourself. Let's put our hand now on the back of our head, and we'll keep our eyes closed, but lift your head up. Lift your head up a bit. So now, this is the same center, the center of forgiveness inside of us. On the back here, we press our hand gently and we humble our hearts down and we ask, "Oh Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I've made. Oh Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I've made. Knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, please forgive me." Okay, now we take our right hand and we stretch all our fingers apart. We can bend our head down a little bit again here. And we'll just press the palm of our right hand right at the crown of our head. So again, that fontanelle bone, press your hand here. Put your attention here again, where you feel that pressure. Put all your attention here. We want to recall, we want to remember that desire that we expressed, that we want to experience this meditation. We want to feel it for ourselves. It's all built inside of you. It's all yours for the asking. It's 100% natural. So with our attention here and our hand here, we will rotate or massage our scalp in a clockwise direction 7 times. So that direction is over to the left. Push your hand over to the left, down to your forehead to the front, over to the right, and then back again. So left, front, right, back. You're making a circle, pushing your hand down. We'll make 7 of those. Make them nice and slow and deliberate. And every time you make a circle, just ask in your heart, Mother Energy, Mother, please may I have my self-realization. Mother Energy, please may I have my self-realization. 7 times. Mother, please may I have my self-realization. She's a loving, mothering energy inside of you. And she's waiting for you to ask for this. Please may I have my self-realization. 7 times. When you've finished, you can just gently place your palm back on your lap. Be comfortable in your chair, palms open, eyes closed. We'll just sit quietly for just a moment or two. Again, relaxed, and try to keep your attention at that point at the top of your head. See how long you can keep your attention there. Just gently keep your attention focused at the top of your head. So let's open our eyes, and we'll end our meditation by raising our Kundalini 3 times. And then putting on the shield 7 times. So if you're joining us again from Shreveport or from home, you're watching our live stream, we'll take a quick break here in our Dallas Center while we clear out our foot soak bowls. Just bear with us a few minutes. You can just sit quietly, keep your palms open, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks. So thank you for bearing with us. We're ready to continue our meditation today, and I hope you enjoyed that first round of meditation. So what we'll do now is just listen to a quick talk of the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. Her name is Sri Mataji, the lady that you see in the photograph. I won't take too much time, but she started this meditation in 1970. Again, as a gift. Sri Mataji, one of the tenets that we've talked about is that this is not a business. This is again, it's a volunteer organization. It's a nonprofit all over the world, practiced this way. She made it very clear that that was important to keep the purity of what this is. Again, it's a natural process, so she didn't want anything to interfere with that. She also made it clear that in order for us to find peace, and that could be in the world, I mean, we turn on the news, it looks like that's very difficult to find. Sometimes there's so much news, it's overwhelming. And if you wonder how can we help socially with social problems, political problems, there seems to be so much going on, so much chaos in the world. In order to begin to fix those problems, we have to start just with ourselves. So that makes it much easier. That's sort of, what do they say? Like, take one bite out of the elephant at a time. So just start with yourself. Start with yourself. Whatever chaos or challenges we have inside, work on those first. Can you imagine if everyone did that and everyone became balanced, the problems in the world will automatically start to just fade, just like they do inside of yourself. When you practice meditation, you find that things that are bothering you, bad habits maybe you've been fighting against, start to automatically just improve, again, because of the power of this energy, this positive energy inside of you. So that was something else that Sri Mataji talked about. Start with yourself. Start with yourself and find peace inside. That's built inside. So we'll just take a minute. We'll listen to this quick talk, and then we'll come back.
One thing I must tell you at the very outset, you cannot pay for it. You cannot, because it's a living process. Try to understand. Logically, when it's a living process, we don't pay. For example, see these beautiful flowers are here. We take them for granted. See the beautiful area you have in Canberra. Now the autumn has come. Autumn comes, the beautiful colors of ochre, this, that. I'm just enjoying. All that comes by itself. The seasons come by itself. You don't pay anyone for that. You don't pay the Mother Earth for giving you these flowers. In the same way, when you have become a human being, you have not paid at all for your evolution. Then how can you pay for a higher awareness? It's a logical thing we should understand. You cannot pay for this living process, and nor for this knowledge. All right, you can pay for this knowledge, all right. But you cannot pay for this happening. You cannot pay for anything that is divine. If you understand this point, you will have to understand also another point. It has to be very effortless. If it is so vital, it is so important, it has to be effortless. With a very little effort, you should be able to achieve your evolution. If that doesn't happen, that you should know that it is something else but not your evolution. Now you have to know what you are seeking is the truth. What is the truth is actually you are seeking your higher evolutionary attainment. That is to be the spirit, is the first truth you are seeking. And the second one is that all this living work is done by an all-pervading power. That's a divine law. They may call it by the name Parama Chaitanya, they may call it as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, they can call it as the all-pervading power of God's love, or they can call it as Ruh, or anything. But it is a fact that all this living work is done through this vital power which combines all the powers of the world. This power has created us, and this power wants us to feel that power to get connected with that power, to be enriched by that power, to enjoy that power, and then ultimately to use it, to give it to others also. We are human beings, and we get so frustrated with ourselves. Sometimes people start asking, why am I here? For what? What's my purpose after all this useless thing I'm going on with the insurance? So much to be paid, the bills to be paid, this to be paid. We are fed up. It's a fact, no doubt, I agree. But you have forgotten your purpose, that's why. Actually, within yourself, you are extremely beautiful. Your divinity is waiting for you. In your depths, you have all that. You have to reach that divinity. Then you will know how beautiful you are, how dynamic you are, how compassionate you are, and that how universal you are. All this has to come to you through this connection. I tell a story about taking say a television set to a very remote village in India where they have never known anything about television. You show them the box and they'll say, what this box? If you tell them, no, you can see lots of pictures in this from all over the world, they say, what this box? That's what we feel about ourselves. But once this box is put to the mains, then you know how fantastic it is. Then you realize how great you are. You have to become something. If it has to happen within you, then that is the one we should call as the real truth. It has to be felt on the central nervous system like you have become a human being. You can feel the dirt and filth, you can see the colors, you can see the beautiful patterns, everything, because you are a human being. But for a dog, it doesn't matter whether it's dirty, filthy, it doesn't smell that. So in the same way, when you have to become something higher, then is to be felt on your central nervous system. It's not just a mental projection to say, oh, I believe in this, I believe in that, I don't believe in that. It's not that way at all. It is to be felt on your central nervous system, on your fingertips. You have to feel it. And how do you feel it? It's very spontaneous because it is a living process. It's not at all difficult. It's not at all anyway challenging. It is all built in within you. It is extremely simple, like a seed you are. Once you are planted into the Mother Earth, spontaneously you sprout. It's such a spontaneous happening that it is difficult for human beings to believe that you can do it without any effort or that you can not pay for it. This is something for human beings, an impossible situation. How can you get something without paying? But we get so many things without paying. And if this is the epitome of your evolution, you have not paid for your evolution so far. So why should you pay for it? And there has not to be any effort. So Sahaja Yoga means spontaneous union with the divine. Saha is with, Ja is born. That is spontaneous, born with you. Everybody has a right to get this union with the divine. The another meaning of the word divine is that the power of God, that is all-pervading, which does all the living work like transformation of flower into fruit, different seasons, all that is living is done by this power. And this divine, you have to become one. You have to feel it on your fingertips. This yoga also means the deftness, means also the complete knowledge about this divine power, how to handle it, how to work it out, and how to use it.
we'll just sit down, open up our palms. And again, just relax. Just relax. Palms open. Be comfortable in your chair. Take your attention inside. Feel that quietness. Let's put our attention at the top of our head. And slowly move your attention down your spine. So slowly down through chakra number 6 and through your throat, down through your heart. We're moving down our spine, down into our abdomen, through your navel, down through your hips, and then let your attention settle at the very base of your spine. And keep your attention there. Again, nice and relaxed. So this is our first center. This is our foundation. It's our root chakra. This entire system built inside of us rests here. So we want this center to be strong. Let's take our right hand, just take your right hand and put your palm towards the ground. So left hand stays open on your lap. Right hand, your palm is facing down towards the ground. So if you could reach down, your hand would just touch the ground. And keeping your attention at the base of your spine. So again, we're using the earth element here to help clear out and help to balance this center and this left channel, which begins at the first center. So again, just from your heart, from our hearts, we can ask our own energy to help balance us. Like a mother, she wants to provide. So we just ask, Mother Energy, Mother, please balance my first center. Please give me a strong foundation in life. Please remove all the overcomplications of my life, and please bless me with a simple life. A simple life. Please make me innocent, without ulterior motives, not cunning, but just with pure intentions towards everything I do in life, everyone I meet. Mother, please make me an honest person. And please give me that balance, that gravity in my life. My feet are firmly on the ground. No matter what circumstances in life come up, I've got a firm foundation. And I can just sway in the breeze. So if you're watching from Shreveport, we know your class needs to wrap up, so you can finish definitely end your meditation by raising your Kundalini. So raise your Kundalini 3 times, put on the shield 7 times, and we thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you again next week. So for the rest of us, online or here in Dallas, let's put our right hand back on our lap, and we'll take our left hand and just point our fingers up to the sky. So palm is facing backwards behind you, your fingers are pointing up, and your shoulder, your elbow is about the height of your shoulder. Let's shift our attention now over to our open right palm. The open palm on our lap. So this is our right channel we're clearing out. Our right channel, that's that action side, all that activity, all the to-do lists that we have, all the thinking and the planning. And with all of that activity, our right channel can become overused, overactive, and heated up. So we're letting that heat out. We're basically just like an exhaust, like a chimney. We're just letting that out. So we'll ask again. We'll ask our energy. Mother, please balance my right side. Please balance my right side. Please take out anything that is overheated, that is too much activity, futuristic thinking, and help make me balanced on the right side. This is our action side, so please make my actions positive actions in life, pure actions in life. And we can put our hand back down on our lap. And take our left hand, let's put it on the right side of our hip level. Put our attention here. So this center is where our attention is seated inside of us. And again, all that overthinking and activity can affect this center and our attention. So we want to ask our energy to soothe this down, soothe down our attention, soothe down this center. So Mother Energy, please quiet my attention. Please quiet my attention. Just keeping your hand here and a desire in your heart. Please quiet my attention. We can put our hand back. Let's take our right hand and put our palm over our navel. Put our attention here. This is the center of peace inside of us. Peace comes from inside. It is built in. Again, it's a quality we all have. Peace and satisfaction come from here. So from our heart again, Mother Energy, Mother, please balance this center. Please may I feel that peace in my life. Please may I feel satisfied with where I am in my life today at this moment. Please may I be satisfied. Let's put our hand in the center of our chest. Press your hand gently, put your attention here. You can take a couple of deep breaths here. Take a few deep breaths, nice and deep, with your attention in the center of your chest, and feel your lungs fill. Feel that air filling your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment, and then slowly release your breath. Just do that 2-3 times at your own pace. Keeping our attention here, we can ask, Mother, please make me a fearless person. Please make me a fearless person. Please give me courage. Please remove any insecurity I may have. In my heart. Please may I feel you in my heart. Please may I feel you in my heart. Let's move our hand now to our forehead. Again, we can place our palm across our forehead. And again, with that kindness towards yourself, that love for yourself, we can forgive here. So forgiving is for your benefit. It's not for anyone else, it's for you. So again, I let go and I forgive everyone, including myself. I let go and I forgive everyone, including myself. Let's put our hand now one more time at the top of our head. Put all of our attention here. Stretch our fingers apart. And we'll rotate our scalp 7 times. Nice and slow. And now, this time we'll just ask again. We'll just express that desire in our heart. That desire that helps to trigger this energy. So just from our heart, 7 times, 7 circles. Mother, please establish my self-realization. Please establish my self-realization. We want this energy to rise and to stay. We want to feel the full benefits of this meditation. Mother, please establish my self-realization. And then again, you can place your hand back on your lap. Be comfortable in your chair. Close your eyes. We'll listen to some music for a few moments with our palms open, attention at the top of our head. just take our right hand, the ring finger of our right hand. Just press that right in the center of your forehead. Just press your finger right in the center. Feel a bit of pressure on your forehead. And we'll make a circle on our forehead, starting at the top, over to the left, down, over to the right, and back up. Top, left, bottom, right, up. So nice and slow, and again, just forgive. I forgive. Say that in your heart. I forgive everyone. And if you're ever attempting to meditate and you feel a lot of thoughts coming or pressure here, just do this. Just put your hand here or your finger here and just say again, I forgive. I forgive. You can put your hand back down again on your lap. Palms open, relaxed. See if your attention can move back again to the top of your head. And if it helps, you can just press your hand one more time. The crown of your head, just push your hand down and feel that pressure for a moment. And put your hand back when you're done. Let the music fade. And we'll take our hands, just take both of your palms, raise them up to about the level of your heart in front of you. Just raise up your palms, you keep your eyes closed, and just observe your hands. Observe anything you might be feeling in your palms. So as Sri Mataji mentioned in the talk, in time this meditation begins to reveal itself on your hands, on top of your head. You begin to feel it yourself. Again, if you're not feeling anything, that doesn't mean that it isn't working. But just be aware. Just be aware. And we can even ask. So with our palms open and just keeping that open heart, that open mind that we started with, we can just ask. We'll ask our own energy. We'll ask our Kundalini, our mother inside, to please, may I feel that energy. We want to feel it. Please may I feel that energy on my hands. Mother, please may I feel my energy on my hands. We can ask that in our heart 3 times. Mother, please may I feel my energy on my hands. Just honestly asking, and then just observe and feel. See if you feel anything. We can slowly place our palms back. We can end our meditation now by raising our Kundalini. You want to raise it 3 times. Let your attention rise with your palms. So your attention comes up along your spine. You tie the knots. Tie the first knot, tie the second knot. Your attention comes down and again rises up with your hand. Tie 2 knots the second time. And then the third time. Hands and attention rise to the top of your head. We want to always raise our Kundalini every day. And then we put on the 7 shields, the 7 bandhan. So how hope everyone enjoyed their meditation today? I'm getting a thumbs up here in Dallas. How was your experience today? Good, good. So hopefully everyone at least feels a sense of relaxation. Again, this is your nervous system. Think of it that way. Your energy is soothing your nerves down. You should feel at least that should be the very basics. You feel relaxed. Did you feel anything in your hands today? You did. Okay. Who did? Who did feel something in their hands? You did? Okay. Okay, yeah. Around the palm here. Yeah. So again, this is just your energy is telling you, first of all, that she's active, she's working and helping to give you some direction about where you might be getting that extra attention from your energy. And it's another way of this moving from being sort of a concept, I have 7 chakras, I've got 3 channels, I've got an energy inside of me, to something that you actually experience and feel. It kind of takes that transformation inside from something mental to something in your heart, and then it's also a transformation, personal, transformation as well, in two ways like that. All right. Any questions here in Dallas before we end? Okay, thank you so much for being here in the center, at home. We appreciate so much you tuning in. Come back next week and we'll see you then. Thank you.